So I'm training. I'm like, okay, I look up on the internet. There's a fight in Virginia Beach. Richmond, Virginia. Richmond, Virginia. It was called like Excalibur Fight Series or something like that. And they had it was in a ring, and they were having Muay Thai fights and extreme fighting. So me, John Bruno, and my buddy Bill Onderjack, we go down to this fight. I cut weight. I weighed in at 150 pounds. And I'm fighting this guy. He weighed like 142, 145. He didn't cut any weight. And the promoter was all like, fuck, like when he saw me. And he came up to me. He's like, oh man, like, I thought you were going to be smaller. I'm like, well, I told you I was going to weigh in at 150 pounds. He's like, oh, I know. It's just like, he was scared I was going to kill this kid. Because this kid the kid I fought, I remember his name was Joe, and like he was a Taekwondo guy or a karate guy or something. I think he was like a shitty Taekwondo guy, and I actually respect Taekwondo, so I'm not ripping on Taekwondo. But I could just tell he was Taekwondo. He had like gi pants on, and across the ring he's doing this stupid Bruce Lee shit, something Bruce Lee always did in the movies every time. I can't remember what it was, but I just remember we made fun of him because he was doing this Bruce Lee shit. And I'm jacked, you know what I mean? And, I got like, just like long spandex shorts on. I wore wrestling shoes. And, I remember thinking before the fight, like, I was kind of scared about just doing it. I'm like, oh man, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, holy fuck, I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even think it was legal in Richmond, Virginia. I don't know how the guy, did the show, but, right before I went out there, I'm watching the Muay Thai guys fight, and some guy got shin kicked in the head and knocked unconscious and got put in an ambulance, and I was just like, oh man, I was like, here we go, you know what I mean? Like, I was doing this, I got into this because I wanted to be challenged. I was beating everyone up in town, so I want to test my skills across the country. I drove to Richmond, Virginia. I told them to match me up with the baddest dude they could find. I told the promoter that. I said, look, he's asking me how much fight experience I got. I've never done this. I was like, but look, man, I'm not driving. I think it was like an 8 or 10 hour trip. I'm not driving 10 hours for you to put some pussy in front of me. I want the baddest motherfucker you can find. And, it was just some terrible karate guy. So I finished him in the first round. I walked out. We threw hands a little bit. I think I lateral dropped him and I put him in a wrestling headlock, and I just squeezed the life out of him. He didn't tap for a while, but I mean, I was squeezing. I was trying to pop his head off. I squeezed the fucking shit out of him. So once he finally tapped and they called a stop, I got off him, and he's laying there. They had to bring oxygen in. They had to hook up an oxygen mask to him. I think I about killed the kid. And they carried him out of the ring on a stretcher, and it was just hilarious. So that was I think that fight was in 2000. So I started like in the middle of 1999, trained and did this fight in 2000. So that was my first MMA fight, and I was addicted to fighting because I felt like every time I got in there, I learned something that I couldn't learn in the gym. So it was just, I wanted to become the best fighter I could possibly be, the best street fighter. I wasn't looking at this as a sport. To me, this was like, oh my God, like, you're going to pay me a few $100 and give me some travel money, and I'm going to be able to go street fight somebody and I'm not going to be arrested. Like, this was the best thing in the world. This was a street fight, in my opinion. It was a legal street fight. I didn't think of it as a sport. I was just thinking like, this is a street fight. That's how I took it.